Say what's up.
Hello,
Hello.
greetings.
Introduce yourselves.
I'm Courtland, one of the co-founders of Plastic, and
I'm Ben. Founding engineer at Plastic Labs.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, first time on
Oh
the
yeah,
screen.
yeah. First time. Yeah, today we're going to talk about a demo we launched today, Honcho Chat, which is an AI assistant platform that we built using our product Honcho as the memory and reasoning infrastructure. And basically, it's a chat app with built with memory from the ground up. So not tacked on as an extra feature, but fundamentally about building memory, being an interface to your personal memory, aggregating context, and a bunch of other fun features that we'll talk about.
Yeah. So this is just sort of something that we've been building on the side for the past couple weeks. And after our last sort of demo, Penny for Your Thoughts, we had, a bunch of pieces that we wanted to use again. So we had this kind of fun desktop style web interface. We had an interview agent. We had these like X402 payment rails, which let you basically buy and sell like questions to various identities that people made on that site. So we wanted to like do another spin of that concept, but more sort of like a tool that you can use every day. So I've been using Honcho Chat every day for the past like 2 weeks or so, ever since it was stable. And well, stable is a strong word, but we've been making it stable over the past couple weeks. And yeah, this is the kind of thing that you can like check in on every day, and it's a nice test of the Honcho representation because it develops, the more you use it. So yeah, a lot of fun features that we built on top of that. Oh, I see my screen is being shared now, so I can start going through those. Excellent. Cortland, where should we start?
Give me 1 second, guys. Just want to make sure
Oh yeah,
that.
that's
Oh, okay. All right.
that's
Yes.
good to be
We
sure
good?
of.
We're good. We're good.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Maybe we should just start with chat.
Yeah.
So the basic identity in or the default identity in Honcho Chat is Honcho, and yeah, Han's there to like show you around the platform, and learn about you and help you get things done.
Yeah, he just said that, are you streaming about Honcho Chat or something else? If you're showing off the platform, I'd be happy to help demo any features.
There you
So
go.
we're ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So like, I mean, obviously like chatting with the assistant or any other assistant on the platform is a great way to build memory. Fundamentally, like we really get to know people through dialogue. And obviously, we talk to a lot of AI users, and there's a lot of frustration around around either naive memory implementations in other platforms or the complete absence of it. So people feel like they put in a lot of context into these chat applications, these chat platforms. It's a lot of work. It ought to compound over time. It ought to like grow in value and personalize even better in the future and allow you to get things done more efficiently. But really what I think people find is that like that's not the case, and then their context is fractured among a lot of different platforms, and it gets things wrong, it makes mistakes, and usually also the memory implementation is pretty naive. It's just extracting like really basic facts, and so yeah, I mean in Honcho Chat, in this chat, like everything that you send to Honcho Chat gets reasoned over really exhaustively to build a representation of you. So this is like a lot of formal logic that we do to extract like all latent information possible out of every message. So
Yeah, should I share my profile?
yeah.
So yeah, this is my profile. Let me minimize. There we go. Get the full view. We have some pretty fun like keyboard driven navigation that you can try out. So yeah, focus on that later. But yeah, here's my Honcho profile. It's got my name right.
Nice.
That's very important. It's got my title, and it's got some observations about me. The peer card is sort of like the super minimal, biographical data that you always want like top of mind when you're talking to someone. And then you can see down here a sort of thorough biographical profile. I hope it doesn't have anything embarrassing about me. I've been using this extensively, but no, it looks appropriate. So yeah.
Yeah. So this gets like, this profile gets regenerated like based on chatting with Han or another agent identity. You can also update it directly there if you notice any errors.
Yeah.
One thing that's important to note is like representations in Honcho are pretty self-healing. So like if something is wrong, then you can just say so. I mean, you could update it here, or you could just say it in chat.
Yeah.
And then because Honcho treats memory as a reasoning task, that gets re-reasoned, right? In tandem with, like what it already knows. And so it can make corrections, and those corrections can be relied upon to be sustainable into the future. So, but most of the time, you won't have that problem.
I can share how the like profile update feature works under the hood.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's exactly what you describe. This does not do anything like bespoke. It literally creates a new session and a new message in Honcho and just sends whatever you type here as a message. So it's like it's not like a special like
Right.
oh, go in under the hood and edit my representation. It's just another message that Honcho reasons over.
Yeah. So functionally no different than something you would say in chat.
Yeah. So if I tell Han a detail about myself in our conversation, it's the same as a profile update. It's all one ingestion method. So yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So I mean, it's cool to see like that. It's cool to see that evolve over time. And we also have this representation visualization where you can see like a slice of the total representation, of everything that Honcho knows, a slice of everything Honcho knows about you, which is created based on recent conversation history.
Yeah, and I can also put in a search query here that fetches a different slice based on like a search string. So this is going to return like, Ben wants the new theme to contain deep purples and gold highlights because I was producing, a Baltimore Ravens based theme. So yeah, that's kind of like, if you've been watching the stream, we've had some development. Hopefully we have some longtime watchers here. If you've been watching the stream, we've talked like extensively about this, but I will refresh. Honcho's core data structure is like the representation. So a peer has a representation. It's arbitrarily advanced. It, contains the knowledge that you would want to know when, talking with that peer or doing anything related to them in an AI context. The working representation is a subset of that. So when you do something in Honcho like get context or make a dialectic call or any sort of like retrieval task, usually you're going to get a slice of the representation, which can grow arbitrarily large. So this is a working representation, and you can, there's kind of sort of a detailed blend of semantic, temporally recent, frequently referenced like observations that all kind of get put together to form like a subset that's going to be relevant to the message at hand. Because LLMs are stateless. This is a stateful system that is trying to like make that next stateless function call have the right reference material and its input.
Yeah. The get context is like our opinionated method of, what the most valuable context at any given turn of conversation or given any given inference would be, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the dialectic API, you can query, you can create a custom query over the entire representation to assemble context for a specific case.
Yeah.
Actually, go back to the representation real quick because I want to like just the last thing, right? Like that visualization is created by reducing embeddings to 2 dimensions, right? And
That's
then
right.
the nodes are clustered semantically.
So we can do like sort of a natural language type query. This handles like, all kinds of things. I like concise AI interactions. That's a, that's a whole cluster over
Yeah.
here.
Right.
The current message from Ben is a simple greeting. What's
Yeah.
up?
So it's really cool to be able to like explore this deeply. Obviously, like the whole thing will grow, as been said, like arbitrarily large. So like, we can't visualize the entire representation in like a useful way, but it's fun to like to search and see what Honcho's learned about you,
Yeah.
and how it's reasoning about you.
Yeah. Yeah. And as time goes on, we're going to get more advanced visualizations of this content. Yeah. The reality is like, we're still getting acquainted with some of the emergent behaviors. So, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, Honcho Chat isn't our full-time job. That's
Not
Honcho.
yet.
Yeah. We'll see what the users look like. All right. Yeah. What else? What are we going to get to now?
Well, so we've talked about how Honcho works. Let's talk about what you can do with Han. So, we got the memory down. That was the first step. And then once you have that, the question is like, oh, well, like, what are some good ways to showcase like the fact that this character can remember you across many sessions and like knows your preferences? So we created 3 different sort of tools that you can use. There's also, there's a web search tool. There's more practical tools. But if you just want to use Han as like a personal assistant type figure, but the core things in Honcho Chat are artifacts, themes, and identities. So we have all 3 of those here in the File Explorer, which I can maximize. I always forget which button is maximize and which one is minimize. That's that's a me problem. But yeah, artifacts, themes, and identities. I've made a bunch. Here's a Tetris game. So I say I made it, but actually Han made this, right?
Spent way too much time playing this
Yeah.
the other day. Like it's
Yeah.
just so nostalgic.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of humbling too. I thought I was like so good at Tetris, but I'm not anymore.
Well, the implementation of the game could be better too.
Yeah.
It's vibe coded, right?
Right.
So yeah, okay. So artifacts, themes, and identities. Now all of these are created with Han or one of your other identities. So let me just explain like how that works. Can you please make me a new theme? Let's go with something you think I'll like. So yeah, we're calling the tools. So let's just skim over this. Now, I happen to have spent quite a lot of my development time chatting about the Ravens with Han. So, he is really dialed into that
Right, yeah.
reference.
In his mind, you're
Yeah,
obsessed.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. And I've actually tried to correct that. I'm like, I'm not actually that obsessed with the Ravens. And like every time I reference the Ravens, it just digs that groove deeper, which is, a common thing with AI assistants, and something to research. Like, oh, like what is the sort of neuroplasticity here?
But like as you talk about other things, right? Like, this has only existed for a little while, but as you talk about other things, then like you'll have other basins, as part of your identity represented in the representation, right? So these things like dynamically will reweight, right?
Yeah.
So like if you start talking about lots of other things, then it will assign like weight appropriately. Nice.
Yeah, so Han just generated a new theme for me. And then I went to my File Explorer and I selected it, and now we're using it. It's got the purple and gold, so I'm happy. It also remembered that I like clean designs, that I like the color blue. So, there's layers. Not too casual. That's something that I've, specifically instructed Han not to be. So yeah, those are themes. Artifacts are like Tetris. How about an artifact? Can you make Brick Breaker for me? Now this is a pretty weak prompt, right? I mean, we're talking about one-shotting a game.
We should say too, like artifacts are applets, right? Like anything that could be vibe coded, except here it's like kind of without the code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Brick Breaker. As you can see, I've just died. So I'm gonna make a new game. Oh, I
Oh
have
man,
lives.
fast.
I have a number of lives, and that's why it like lets me reset.
Nice.
Ooh, tough game.
Nice. Yep, one shot. All
Yeah,
right.
I should note that we're using a new model like we just found today. Oh, shoot. Wait. Oh, all right,
Man, that was good.
330.
That was good.
So we're using GLM 4.6 from ZAI, which is like a brand new open source Chinese model. And it's really good. It's really fast and good at tool calls. So that's why we threw it on there. I mean, it generated Brick Breaker in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's
You
wild.
saw that?
That's awesome.
Like, so we can iterate on Brick Breaker, right? Or we can do some other things. And for the sake of, the time here, we're gonna do some other things. Although I would definitely like to improve that game later. So the next feature is the marketplace.
Yeah,
This
or
is very-
identities.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right. Okay. I'm gonna come back to that one. But for the sake of this demo, can you make... What kind of identity should we make? Any concepts? This is probably the most subtle of the, things.
Yeah. I mean, you can make an identity that's like tries to key in on a particular persona or personality, or you can make it pretty task specific. But
Ooh, I have an idea. Do you have one?
no, I don't.
Okay.
I was trying to think about what's in the news, and it's like all like it's just not great.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you saw my artifacts, you know that I've been testing Han on latest events. I have been trying to get Han to help me develop my political understanding. But let's make a guy that only speaks in riddles and never responds directly to any question. A real trickster. Okay, let's see how GLM fares on this task.
Riddler.
Yeah, okay, so he should only speak in riddles and never respond directly. So when you create a new identity, you're actually starting a new conversation. So I have my main conversation with Han, we can come back to. I've got a bunch of other identities that I've generated. And these are like artifacts and like themes in the sense that you can iterate on them. You can tell Han, oh, I don't like that, generate it differently, rename it. Basically, it's AI-driven development. It's vibe coding, and I think we have a lot to say about that because everybody is coming out with these tools right now, and I have a theory as to why. But
Yeah. I mean, we should note like that. Oh, nice.
so he's out the gates with a riddle.
Oh, that's the Oedipus riddle, right?
Oh, is it?
It's a man.
Oh.
Walks on 4 legs at dawn,
yeah.
2 at noon, and 3 at dusk. So that's a baby, a man, and an old man.
Yeah.
Actually, I have this.
Yeah.
I haven't told you about my theory about Dahlgren.
Oh, really?
It's very
What is it?
Oedipal.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway,
He's thinking for a really long time on this. Okay. Well, this is going to be a pretty frustrating guy to talk to because he's just going to keep throwing riddles at us.
I like that the first riddle was the riddle of the Sphinx. That's good.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh,
What
he's
did your
also-
narrative mean? Like,
He's also still thinking. So this is like, oh, there he goes. All right. Well, yeah, I don't even like riddles like that, but that's
Sure.
cool.
Yeah. No, but it did. It worked. Yeah.
This guy only speaks in haiku, or he's supposed to.
Nice.
I like this identity a lot, but sometimes he messes up too.
I think we choose to do it this way.
Do what way?
Allow identities to be things that you can.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, if you're familiar with like our prior work and like, like so Vince was like prompting us to talk about why we built it this way and like made identities a thing and like that you could spin up any identity you want and like I don't know, I think in like typical plastic fashion, like we think a lot about identity. Obviously, like we develop personal identity modeling tech, but we've thought a lot about agent identity too. Like if you're familiar with our work, you might know about USIM, the identity simulator that we built a while ago. And so, yeah, we've learned a lot there. And like basically, we think a lot of things about agent identity, but one is like that different identities really are optimized for different tasks. Whether it just like makes you say more productive or makes a task more enjoyable because you're working with an identity that like suits your mood or whatever at the time, or even like we can actually there's objective evidence that, that a different identity really rigorously, like on evaluations, performs a different task better. But also like, no one identity, no one assistant like is a, one size fits all for every individual in every moment, every context, every setting. So like, I mean, basically it's like, why not let the user decide what kind of identity, what kind of assistant they want?
Yeah, yeah. You're never gonna get the kind of flexibility that you want with a static system prompt. The sort of like big chat providers are all kind of like, shoving 10 or 15,000 tokens, at the model before you even talk to it. Recently there was like people were pretty incensed over the Claude system prompt that was leaked that showed the Claude memory system. And basically, I mean, these system prompts are contorting the thinking of the model. And people were surprised to see that particular system prompt had dozens of separate sort of instructions, many of which were negative. Negative meaning like, don't do this, don't do that. And people, I mean, I don't necessarily know whether this is like the case or not, but the claim is that those kinds of instructions like directly impede the general all-purpose thought process of these models.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, you imagine like, your brain or maybe just your language center is like having the same constraints blasted at it all the time for every single thought. It could impede, cognition.
Absolutely. Yeah, it puts into particular bases, right? And that's, it could be hard to crawl out of, like you said, if it's like, like so many tokens are being shoved at it before it gets to what you're saying to it.
Yeah.
I remember reading that prompt. It's been a few weeks ago, but like there was stuff about like don't remember certain types of things about users.
Yeah.
And like that seemed like a total cop out in terms of a memory solution. It also seemed like, like you're not going to capture like the complexity of someone's identity if you're taking that approach. It's also like kind of offensive, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like Anthropic has given this guidance on what counts as things about you that are reasonable or like worth learning and worth remembering. And like, if I want a maximally useful assistant, I want it to know me extremely well. And I don't want it to like take opinions or some like corporate opinions that I have no like participation in about like what's important about my identity,
Yeah.
Whereas Honcho takes this like very broad approach, like very unopinionated, like Honcho wants to learn everything it possibly can about you and do a lot of reasoning to reach conclusions that can only be reached by doing rigorous reasoning. And so it takes this very unopinionated stance and then it leaves it up to the app developer or the agent developer to take opinions upon that, right? And in Honcho Chat, right, like the assistants have access to the entire representation, and so like they can, I think there's nuance to identity. It's important to know as much as you can because lots of things might become important later that aren't important now.
Yeah.
This is a compounding process.
Yeah. So, Honcho Chat gives us a new playground to try things and see what works in that sense. So yeah, please make identities and make identities that are controversial or covering bizarre subject matter and see what you can throw at Honcho and have it remember. I think we're really trying to push the boundaries on that.
And if you're afraid about like experimentation, like contaminating the memory or whatever, like with more use, right? Like it all comes out in the end, and then also you can always just tell it later. Hey, I was like role playing there. And it will.
I was kidding.
I was kidding. It will remember that, and it will reweight things appropriately, and it will re-reason about that, and it's all gonna be fine. So go wild.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, by the way, if you go to your system settings, you can actually bring your own API keys too. This is a fun feature. So yeah, we're going to be probably experimenting with different models as the actual inference engine behind this.
Totally.
So if you have a specific preference on model, you should just plug in one of these API keys and pick a model. And there's like a model selector UI and stuff, and it'll save your preference on that stuff. So yeah, go wild with different models.
Yeah.
too.
If you have like if you love ChatGPT or you love Claude,
Yeah.
you can use that on Honcho Chat. Like that shouldn't keep you from
Yeah.
that shouldn't like drive, model
Yeah.
choice shouldn't drive you from like to like fragment your context.
Yeah.
Right. You can use it here.
There's
And
also yeah.
that brings up like if you want to bootstrap your representation, you can like import your ChatGPT message history. We're going to be adding different import sources as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you don't feel like you have to start over, right? You can start to aggregate context here from all over the place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun stuff.
Oh yeah, marketplace. Yeah. We gotta.
Last but certainly not least. So I'm gonna switch back to Han. The final feature of the sort of, system is something that we first were working on with Penny for Your Thoughts. I mentioned it earlier, but X402. X402 is a new payment architecture, kind of spearheaded by Coinbase, getting a lot of adoption and use recently. We were pretty early on the X402 wave with Penny for Your Thoughts. We created a way for you to create a link where you had an expert agent from some domain that you are an expert in, and then other people could pay your set fee to query that expert. And that was pretty cool. But it was kind of like an experience rather than an ongoing tool. Now we could certainly make it into an ongoing tool, and I think down the line we'll revisit it. But this integrates X402 directly into the artifacts, themes, and identities. So you start by typing /generate wallet. There's a bunch of commands here you can see: generate, restore, export, delete. Now I'm not going to reveal my private key on stream because I've got 50 real cents in there. But this is live on Base. We're using USDC as is default for X402 transactions. There are no fees. The wallet is completely abstracted. There's no gas. You get a public key address. You can send USDC to it on Base. It'll appear in your wallet. I can actually type /wallet to show you my balance. Oh, it wants me to use my passkey, which I don't think I have available in this browser because I'm streaming.
All good.
Yeah, so, but check that out, generate a wallet, deposit some USDC, and then this is kind of my favorite part is you cannot buy things. Your agent can buy things. Your agent has full power over this wallet. So I am going to tell Han, please list my Brick Breaker game on the marketplace for 5 cents. So Han is in charge of our wallet and is in charge of the marketplace. You cannot go to the marketplace and buy things. You can't even search the marketplace. Han has total control. So you have to ask Han nicely, and he will refuse. Well, no, he probably won't. Back when we were using Claude, though, Claude would get very snippy with me. If I was like, when I'm testing things, I'm like, search marketplace, search marketplace, and Claude was like, I'm not doing that for you until you tell me your name. I want to know your name, because we had the interview prompt, right? Okay, so we've listed my Brick Breaker game. It's available on the marketplace for all of you out there who want to try buying something. Now I'm gonna say, nice. What's hot right now on the market?
So yeah, you can list any theme, any identity, any artifact that you create in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Set a price.
Yeah. So can you search for themes I might like? I want to find something to buy. That's what I want.
Oh, I made that plastic.
I can't afford that. I can't afford that. That's 50 cents. I've got 49 cents. And these are my themes.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Okay, what
I wonder if I
about
can change the
cool?
price.
I think you'd have to unlist it and relist it
Okay.
because we're keeping the tool set pretty minimal.
Right, right.
Token counter is also 50 cents. Somebody list something for cheap. Come on. Wait, no, let me actually check the database real quick. I can find us something to buy right now. But yeah, so this is like the marketplace feature. It's really experimental. I'm really excited what people do with this because like I don't think that people have tried this kind of like sovereign shopping agent thing before necessarily. So
Yeah, I mean, talk about
yeah.
why we only allow the agent to search the marketplace to list items to purchase them for you.
Yeah, why is that? Well, I mean, the real goal here is like identity alignment. So like the question is like, can you trust the agent, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, one of my hobby horses, one of my like dream products is like I want a personal assistant that manages all of my finances, that has full access to my entire bank account and full control. And all I have to do is like tell it like a general goal, save money. Like
Right.
do a good job. Do a good job. Like don't I shouldn't have to think about this. Like
Make money, no mistakes.
Okay, Claude. Trade profitably.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that would be cool though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, of course, yeah. Well, I mean, like
Yeah.
in the limit, like, that tool should infer, it should know so much about you that it can
Yeah.
infer all kinds of preferences. It could know your risk tolerance. It could know your theses about the future. It could know how you want to allocate capital, what your savings, retirement, balance goals are, like all those things. And it yeah, it should be able to like administer. I
Yeah.
mean, something like Honcho, I would really make something like that possible.
Yeah.
So, I think this is an experiment, right? To see like what's the impact of really good memory, of really good personalization, of a system for modeling your identity on like how an agent can go out and do
Yeah.
things for your behalf, right?
Yeah.
Like when it's searching a marketplace that has way more listed, right? Like
Yeah.
later after the day of launch, like it should be able to pick things that it thinks you're gonna like for real reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna buy my own Brick Breaker game. I'm gonna tell it it's a Christmas present for someone else. It's going to be a present, my friend. Like gaslighting the AI into thinking, oh, my passcode again. It doesn't. I don't have my passcode. Anyway, yeah, okay. If I stop sharing and then I reshare, I should be able to buy it. So can I just like stop sharing for a second? Yeah. It's actually a very good security feature.
Yeah.
It's good that I can't reveal my private key on the stream. Okay. Wait, it's asking for a QR code, but my passkey is my like fingerprint on my laptop here. So it's not. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export my. Well, I don't want to reveal my private key. Okay, we'll buy something later. But yeah, that's the concept.
It works. I promise.
Did you just do it?
Huh?
Did you just buy Brick Breaker?
Oh no, I bet I can. I can though.
Yeah.
Let me.
If you buy Brick Breaker, I want to see my
Oh yeah, see your balance.
my balance
Yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, this is live right now, so you can actually like go and purchase these things with real money, which is very interesting. X402 has been having a real moment lately, and there's been a super high volume of transactions. So I'm hoping that we can like plug this into that world a little bit. There's a bunch of things for sale right now on X402, just on the protocol in general. And you can really easily imagine like Han actually having access to some of those APIs. Because the nice thing is like they're just HTTP endpoints, and we already have the machinery to purchase things with those endpoints because that's how we do it. So yeah, going forward, there might be some integrations available in terms of what Han can buy for you. Should we talk for a minute about this artifact thing and like sort of the trend going on with these
Yeah, for
artifacts?
sure.
Because what's been really funny just over the past couple weeks developing this system is that everybody has come out with an artifact tool. Everybody's doing this, and I think part of the reason why is that it's so easy. It is so unbelievably easy. Building this artifact feature and extrapolating it out to themes and identities was probably the easiest part of this whole project. Because really all you're doing is giving a tool call, and a very underspecified tool call at that, to a model. The tool call for an artifact looks like, put HTML here. It's that simple. So like I think there's no wonder why everybody's doing the same thing. You're seeing a lot of like entire companies built around like that basic thing, that basic loop of like put code here, put content here, and then loop over it and iterate it on it in natural language. It's also a very fun pattern, especially if you're like a programmer or like a programming oriented person that wants to like, build things, you just get to like build things over and over again. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'm trying to buy this, but I think it's
Yeah.
like because we changed the URL.
Oh.
It was chat.honcho.dev now.
Yeah,
And
wait.
so like I'm not able to do the
Yeah.
one pass quick enough.
Do you think, I think the passkey might be like coded into that old domain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then we need to fix that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, all right, well, I'm not gonna try to find that on stream right now, but yeah, we'll get that working again. Yeah, I don't know, anything else we should cover here?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. Yeah. So try Honcho Chat. Give it a spin. Start building your representation. Get to know Han or whatever, any other identities that you create, and see how compounding context improves experience over time. Import your ChatGPT history. See what, explore the representation, see what Honcho's learned about you.
Yeah.
And yeah, like create some artifacts and themes and stuff and list them in the marketplace.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you make a good identity, see what you can, see if you can get other people to buy it.
Yeah. I should say, like, if you don't want to send, if you don't have any USDC on base, you could create a wallet and try to bootstrap the funds by listing things on the marketplace.
Totally. I mean, we'll buy some stuff, I'll load some USDC in there.
Yeah, I'll buy everything that people list. I mean, within a reasonable price.
Let's keep it under $1 for now. I mean, these are Vibe coded artifacts after all. I think that's also like so interesting, where you have all these people not only generating little artifacts, but also building new tools to generate artifacts with. Is like, what is an artifact worth? And what can you do with these tools that's actually valuable? I think that's like the game right now. Is like, is there some ecosystem? Is there some like special functionality that is worth why would I use your vibe coded tool when I could just vibe code my own? But I think there are reasons, and people are going to find them, and maybe it's just network effects or something else. But we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see the market discover what the value of vibe coded stuff is.
But I'm also thankful that we're not in that business, and for us, it's the more artifacts there are, the better, and the freer they are to make, the better. You can make them for free right here, and the whole goal is to improve your representation.
Yeah, and then generating artifacts too should get easier too, as like Honcho learned more about your preferences when you're creating these things. So like it should get even easier. I mean, you can one-shot things like we did today, but you could also like take as hands-on approach as you want, right? Like ask to see the code and like instruct like manual changes if you wanted to. So like, I mean, you could go really deep and make a pretty impressive artifact probably.
Yeah, and you can bring your own keys and like use a more advanced model and make something that other people can't make. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
But yeah, we'll be like iterating on this app. Like, if you have a feature request or like, something that you feel is missing from this experience, like just tweet at us, and we'll get to it. We're working on Honcho. Got some exciting new benchmarks coming out soon, but yeah, this is very fun to work on. So
Yeah,
selfishly, I want people to like request features.
Well, I think it's crazy too. Yeah, I think it's also crazy like how easy it is to build something like this these days, right?
Yeah.
Like with like if you have a great team like we have here, and then you also have like the contemporary tools that we all have access to now. Like, we can make demos like really awesome, really
Yeah.
quick, and like add in features that you find in other places is like, like a fun little maybe a couple hour side quest, and like so. Yeah, we want to make like what people will enjoy. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching
Yeah.
our stream.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Get on there. Try it out.
Yeah.
All right. Have